What's going on, everyone? Today's video is going to be a weekly review to kind of uncover what happened this past week, and then just kind of look through the charts and kind of gauge you guys my mindset on any potential trades that I may have missed or some that I took, things like that, and kind of, get you guys to start seeing the way I see the charts a little bit more over time. So this week's protocol was actually very, very similar to last week's, almost an identical chart for the most part. We can see last week just ran up with an NWOG up here, so that's a new week opening gap, and then same type of protocol here. We had a new week opening gap, and then we just kind of ran up the whole week. So very, very similar protocol this week. I was anticipating just higher prices throughout the week, and then Friday come in and do our little TGIF setup just like last Friday. So that's what I was looking at, and let's dive in and see what we can find on the charts. So come Monday, I'm just going to be on the 15-minute chart here. You can kind of see here, go into Monday overnight session, we kind of have a little bit of a range playing out right here. So think of it almost like an accumulation. We get our little bit of manipulation right here. What I like to see, like I always say, fake market structure shift right here. Candle closure beneath an old low or an old high. So we have that little fake MSS. Then come 10:15, we have an open low. Well, first we have a big beefy candle into a key level, which was this 15-minute breaker block right here. Then we have the next candle open. It opens low, turtle soups the previous candle's low, which is my signature. And then if we hop down to the 15-second, I'm actually going to put this in replay mode. Let's see if it lets me. Awesome. Perfect. So once we get here, you can already start to see we have a few breakers we can take entry off of. Not right there. So breaker 1 right here. You also have another breaker up here. We'll mark out the higher one. Now, I did personally miss this trade, and the reason why was this candle right here, this 10-21-30 candle was super, super speedy. I really just didn't have enough time to readjust my position sizing to account for this right here, so it ended up being about a 35-point stop. I don't shy away from a bigger stop loss because I just adjust risk, but it moved so fast that I just didn't have the time to quickly readjust, and I did not want to FOMO enter anywhere up here because I don't chase my trades. If it goes without me, then so be it, but you can kind of see here, this was a pretty clean trade overall, aside from that super speed that came in first. But you can see here, breaker, well, soup, breaker, boom, entry at the closure right here. You could have your stops at the low, and then you just target 2R based on that. So that was one trade on Monday. I believe there was another setup on Monday as well. So, okay, right here, you can see 11:15 came around, souped this high inside of the NWOG. This candle is not a candle that I would get involved with because it opens low. I want to get involved on a candle that opens high because it's designed to go lower. So go down to your 15-second. Actually, back to the 15 real quick. Put this in replay mode right here. So you have your purge up here, more of a double purge in this area of that high. But again, we had a purge here, but this candle opened low first, so I did not want to take any trades off that. Then what do you have here? You have a breaker formation. So entry at the formation of it right here, stop at the high. Then you can target 2R based on that. Right around there. So a lot of taking a lot of heat on this one. You know, I'm usually I don't tend to break even my trades anymore. It's either 1R, or I mean, it's either the full 2R or stop out. So I would definitely hold through this had I taken this trade. But there goes your 2R right there. Back to the 15-minute. Let's see. And no other trades this day, really. There was one more potential trade right here. It has the signature. We're in discount of the range. We get some speed into it, but the only thing is it's 4 p.m. when we get our setup, so this is something I would not take myself. Most props don't even allow you to trade past 410, so that's a trade that I would not be taking myself. All right, next day comes around. We have a slow grind up overnight. 9:30 just shoots up. There's two potential trades this day right here. You can see here right off the bat, once we have our move up, we come around 11:30, which is a key time for potential reversals. You have that little fake market structure shift or double purge right here. Let me mark this out like so. Fake MSS, candle closes above it. So what I'm looking for the next candle to do is open high, turtle soup this candle's high, and then run price lower. Now, going into this trade, I was not expecting, hey, we're going to run all the way back down here. I anticipated this to just be a retracement to set up lunch and the PM session for more continuation higher. So again, we have our soup. Hop down to the 15-second. Right here. Then you have a candle closure right here. This would be your breaker. Entry here. Stop at the high. And then you can target 2R off that. Now, if you don't take this breaker, you also have another breaker over here as well. Right here. Again, stop at the high. And then target 2R based on that. Right there. So there goes your 2R. Okay, let's say you missed that one. What can you anticipate lunch to do? You can anticipate lunch to continue after hitting EQ. Come back up, tap EQ. We come down with speed here into EQ. We have our signature yet again. Next candle after the speedy candle, turtle soups the low, starts trading higher. Then you have a nice breaker right here that you can take entry off of. Boom. Stop at the low. You can wait for retest. What I've noticed a lot of times with the volatility of indices, especially NQ in particular, you might not get that retest. It might just be left behind. So I normally enter on the validation of the breaker and then target 2R from there. Right. Let's continue. Next day, slow grind up. This was a no trade day for me. I had no anticipation of taking anything just because it was very, very choppy open. So I came into this day not expecting to take anything, and I did not, and I don't see any quality setups either. So this was a no trade day for me. So now we go into Thursday. Same type of deal as Wednesday. Not much to do here. Very, very choppy day. Seek and destroy profile. Nothing to do here. Friday comes around. I did not take any trades, but you can see here up top, we actually swept out previous week's high on NQ. And we did not on ES. So we actually had an SMT at these highs right here. I will mark this out right there. So we have SMT divergence with ES at a previous week high. Now, what I like to do on red folder news days like this, when they create a range and they take out both sides of the range like this, it becomes a range in itself. So we mark out the high and the low of it right here. And what you're going to wait for is a candle closure above or below, and then you're going to target the opposing end. So that's my protocol for news days that create a range like this. Now, we did have the closure above, but we did not have a soup above this high. So this was we actually had SMT here. So I was disengaged on here. I did not take a setup. This was SMT. ES took this high, while NQ failed to do so. I like to trade NQ, so I trade the purging asset, which is going to be NQ for me. If ES does the purge, I do not trade it. I need NQ to be the purging asset. That is the way I do things. And so this one I did let go without me, and I'm okay with that because there was more setups. I didn't take any trades this day at all, but you can see here from this swing point to this swing point, we have a continuation setup here. So we get speed into EQ, OTE of this range. If you want to mark out a key level, you have a rejection block here that you can use to sponsor this move. And what do you get? You get a turtle soup of this high right here. So we'll play this out. So you're going to wait. All right, there goes your turtle soup. Where's your breaker? This is your breaker. Closure beneath this low. Take some time, no big deal. There goes your closure. Entry there, stop at the high. And then you'll target 2R from there. We'll let this play out. Takes a little while, but eventually you get the full TP on this one as well. You can kind of see here like this, if you took all these setups, yes, you would have came with a very, very high win rate on this week, depending on entries and stuff like that. So you can already see that the potential for the model is extremely high win rate, especially when targeting the 2R. As we all know, you only need about a 40% win rate with 2R. So you can see if you're patient enough and don't, take any FOMO entries when you don't see the exact signature, you can really yield some very big gains trading this model. But it does require quite a bit of patience and waiting for these quality setups to present themselves. Now, what I like to do is just wait for this EQ to get tapped. So I was watching this FVG right here for a continuation short, but we never got back up into premium. So this wasn't a trade I would take, even though we did have a soup here. Not a trade I would take. I need speed into a key level, a nice bulky candle. Key level can be EQ as well, but I need speed into it. I need the next candle to soup, and then we'll run it lower or run it higher. But those are all the setups that I saw this week that were very valid setups. Some I took, some I missed, but we'll keep hammering away going forward. But that's pretty much going to be the weekly review. As always, if you guys have any questions, please comment below.